Alright, what's up, y'all? This is what's up, my nieces and nephews? This is a debate, Dr. Umar Class's debate with Cynthia G. This is her channel, Cynthia G. This is a debate that Dr. Umar's in with a couple other people on the panel, and they're talking about, they're basically talking about, man, why black men still can't get it together. And I want y'all to listen to something, and I'm gonna tune in. To investigate the cause. Okay, so this is this black sister right here. Tribute to black on black crime. You cannot do an effective and accurate analysis of black on black crime until you first do an effective and accurate analysis. This thing is like 50 minutes crime. Long. I'm not gonna try.
Cynthia
I'm not gonna
G,
try
you say
to
what?
I say
okay,
this
Cynthia
is the
G, yes,
typical black community's dishonest. I'm going to blame everything on everyone outside of the black community and ignore what black men are choosing to do. The reality of it is the system is not making black men do anything. Whether black men have schools where they can send their boys to is up to them. Whether black men choose to educate themselves so that they're qualified for positions that will give them the income they need to support their families, that is on black men. Nobody's forcing black men to walk away from their children. Nobody's forcing black men to murder black women every 5.5 hours. Nobody's forcing black men to abandon their children, publicly display how they don't like or care about their children. No one's forcing black men to do anything. And I think it's a great disservice to pretend that someone is forcing black men to do things rather than to put the accountability where it needs to be, which is black men. If they have an issue with the system, they should have addressed it a long time ago. You don't get to complain that you don't have any power in a system that you didn't fight to have power in. You fought for assimilation. You did not fight for equality. That is on you. I think we're making excuses at this point.
Dwan?
And I would like to say,
go ahead, Dr. Umar.
Briefly, that Lyndon Baines Johnson had commissioned a Kerner Commission in 1967-68 to investigate.
The only thing I don't like about Dr. Umar at this point is he talking too much. Like, he always tries to make he always got to make his point when someone debates with him. And the rebuttal, he rebuttals too much. He don't let other people on the panel have equal time. That's the only thing I don't like about him at this point, right? With this too also. The other issues I don't like about him, but okay.
The causes of the 1967 Red Hot Summer. As you know, there were more race riots across America in 1967 than any other year since 1919, led by Newark, New Jersey, and Detroit, Michigan. The Kerner Commission were experts in criminology, sociology, education, politics, and etc. They produced a book that is, I believe, at least 500 pages that details the reasons why those riots took place. And according to the president's own commission, the problems that exist in the black community were created by the white power structure.
Who wrote this book? Dr. Umar, again, now, he always be talking about how white people are creating and lying and causing issues in the black community. Who wrote this book you're telling us is a factual book? Who wrote this book? White people. A white person, white people wrote this book. So now you contradicting yourself. You tell us that white people are creating issues and creating diversions in our community, but you want us to believe a book that white people wrote. Okay.
Paid by the white power structure and enforced by the white power structure. So Cynthia G's position is totally inaccurate and has been refuted by expert testimony coming from the Kerner Commission itself. And I would also say, good sister,
right? Who's members of the Kerner Commission? And I bet you the Kerner Commission. I want y'all when we finish. I want y'all to look up the Kerner Commission, and I guarantee you it's a bunch of white people. So you telling me, Dr. Umar, to believe what a bunch of white people said when you just sat there and said that white people create issues. They are the ones that create these issues in our community. How do we know the Kerner Commission ain't lying in this book that they wrote?
That Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. One of the reasons Dr. King was murdered is because the Kerner Commission was released, which would have gave Dr. King all the ammunition he needed to lead his breadbasket campaign. Even the white power structure admits that the problems black men face were introduced by the white power structure.
And to go on top of that, to bring further evidence that Dr. Umar, what he's saying is right, we can go back to 1967 in South Central LA. there was one murder. Look it up. There was one murder in South Central LA in about an 18-month period between 1967 and 1968. Why? Because there was adequate resources. UCLA was bringing black people in for free when it came down to it. When it came down to it, jobs were plentiful. When black people were adequately resourced, you didn't see black men killing each other. So when we talk about, this thing that's going on, it's not that anyone is forcing black men to kill each other. That's not what nobody's saying. There's a cause and effect relationship between everything. And we're talking about having a full cause and effect, full on viewpoint of what's going on. What's the cause? What's the effect? When you live in a violent society that murdered its way to make a country and goes around the world enforcing murder, what's going to happen in that country is similar to what's going to happen outside the country. So we got to look at that. And when we talk about black men killing each other, it's just a handful at the end of the day. When black men interact, 99.9% of the time the interactions are positive or neutral.
Well, then you don't have an argument for the system because the whole system isn't doing anything to you. It's just a handful of people, right? But I wish we could get out the 1960s and jump into 2022. I feel like this is also another way for black men to gaslight because they know they have done absolutely nothing. Even if you are complaining about the system and the Kerner Commission and all of these policies, you failed to do anything about them. It is your failure to address the issue as men that have these problems going on. You can say it's only a handful of black men killing other black men, but the reality of it is you don't have the same energy when you're talking about police shootings of black men. Then you act like the entire police department, every last one in every single state is doing something to you. But now when it comes to black men terrorizing the community, making the community unsafe, killing black men, women, and children, now you want to go to, oh, it's only a few of them. Be that as it may, the bottom line is the issues that black men are inflicting on the community are issues that we should be focusing on.
I want to get Hope in on this real quick. Hope?
I mean, the fact of the lack of
I agree totally with what she said because we always do go back to, the 60s or whatever. But what I was looking, I'm from the 60s era. I'm from the 60s. I was born in 66. Well, yeah, not really. Well, okay, well, yeah. I don't know. I'll be considered of the 60s era. But I just know that segregation was ended in 64. So what I'm saying is this, that 64 back, that's when black people was really like getting it together with each other, man. Like we was really loving each other. We had our own properties and everything. And I do think that the integration ruined us because let's be real, man. Let's be honest with ourselves. Black men and women started trying to act like white people. They wanted the same status that white people had. They wanted to live in the same nice big houses that white people did. They wanted to live in the same communities white people did instead of building our own communities. They wanted to live with the white people. So, so if they want to do, if y'all want to go back to the 60s, cool, let's do that. Let's go back to the 60s. Let's go back to the 60s. And there are movies that indicate and also show us how black people black people didn't want to be black no more. They didn't want to be of the black race no more. Let's even take the woman that did the hot comb. Let's even take her, the woman that did the hot comb, the woman that invented the hot comb, to straighten black women hair. The fuck are you straightening black women hair for? Why you don't like the afro? Why you don't like your kinky hair? No, she had to go straighten her hair because why? She wanted to have their hair straightened like white people. They wanted to run around with straight hair like white women because black men were being attracted to white women with the straight hair and the light skin. That's why a lot of black men was dating light-skinned women. That's why a lot of black women straighten their hair. That's why to this day you see black women with long straight hair. What happened to the kinky nut? What happened to the BDBs in the back? Ain't no more BDBs. BDBs used to be a symbolization of blackness. That's a beautiful black woman with the BDBs. Now you can't pay a black woman to have a BDB. All black women want straight hair. Look at these women on the panel. Straight hair. Look, straight hair. Look at the panel. Look, straight hair. Look, straight hair. Straight hair. They want straight hair like the white woman. They want the hair to flow in the wind. So I mean, so if you want to go back to the 60s, let's go back to the 60s. It was nappy hair like Umar and bald hair like my man over there. Or either they had waves, and even the brothers had conch in their hair. The brothers, like Malcolm X. Let's watch the Malcolm X movie. How the brothers would put conch in their hair so they could have straight hair like the white man. Curly hair like the white man. So come on, man. If you want to do that, it became a failure when segregation ended. When integration started, man, it became a failure. It was a failure to us, man. And also Martin Luther King, that was a thing that integration was just something that Martin Luther King, after he died, after he, when he met with Malcolm X, he realized was a bad choice on his choice, man, to fight for integration. Hell, black people was building our own communities, man. We had our own communities. But when we start integrating, that's when this thing failed. But like I said, you look at the movies. Look at the movies now. Go back and watch all those movies, man. Mississippi Burning, all those movies. No, don't go back as far as slavery, but go back to the 60s where not Mississippi Burning. What was that movie with Vin Rain played in? They burnt that whole city down. Look, the darkest man had the lightest female. Big Baby. What's the name of that damn? Esther Rose played in it, man. What's the name of that movie? Vim Raines played in it, and it's about a town that got burnt down by white people. Look at that. The darkest man, the Don Cheetah, the darkest man gets the lightest woman. He had to go get a woman that was half white. He couldn't go get a dark-skinned woman. He had to get the high yellowest woman in the town because he wanted to be closer to white people as possible. So come on, man. Let's stop this. And it's still going on now. The basketball players, football players, they all want high yellow women, closest to white as they can get. Who fault is that? The black man fault. When you got dark-skinned sisters running around here fighting for their life, fighting to be loved, fighting to be accepted. But they can't be accepted because you got the half-breed sisters, light-skinned sisters running around here, And this is what the black man want. If it ain't high yellow sister, he want a white Kanye West, want a white woman. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand how we still accept Kanye West in our community. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like shit like that. Like, how do we still accept as black people? How the fuck do we still accept these people in our community, bro? We should exile these motherfuckers. Like any basketball player, football player that marries a white woman. I mean, why they in our community, bro? OJ, what the fuck is he? Why was he even in our community anymore? Like all these players, all these dudes, they marry non-black women. They's not be in our community no more. Shouldn't even be. No, you're not part of us no more. Jeezy, why the fuck we still fuck with Jeezy? Like, why is Jeezy still a part of our community, bro? You from the fucking hood, nigga, but you go marry a fucking Korean? Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, what kind of shit is that, Jeezy? You from the hood, nigga. You from the hood of the hood. But you, out of all these black women in Atlanta, bro, you go get you a fucking Korean that been married before. Old. And then you get on national TV and then you talk about, man, the thing ain't happening like this. Man, come on, bro. You from the hood. All these hood women, you pick a fucking Korean. Man, Jeezy music should never be played in no black clubs. No black people should not be on black nothing. Nothing, bro. You done. When you did that shit, Jeezy, you supposed to have been done. Jeezy supposed to have been done with the black people. None of us should be fucking with Jeezy music. Nobody should go to club Jeezy at. None of that shit. But look at us. We still fuck with Jeezy. Yo, come on back to the black community, Jeezy. Nah, fuck that. No, Jeezy can't come back to the black community. You done. Kanye West, you done. No, you can't come back to the black community. You feel me? That's the type of shit I be talking about, man. How we, as black people, still do this shit to ourselves. And it's us, black men. We gotta stop, man. If you can't fucking love black people, get the fuck from around us.